Okay, so I'm here with Nicholas Moran, and he is a world expert on all things to do with tanks. Now, Nicholas, you've just been telling me why the Sherman is the #1 tank of World War II for you.
And not just because of its reliability and ease of maintenance and transportation and logistics issues and survivability rates, which is highly underrated. They were very survivable tanks when he got hit. Even simply a case of putting steel on target. And after all, that's the fundamental point of a tank. Putting steel on target consists of several stages. First is target acquisition. You got to be able to spot the target before you can shoot it. And generally speaking,
I should just tell you that there's a Mustang
going over.
We're here at Duxford. You can see this. Imagine it's
So if you find the enemy first and shoot first, you're probably going to win the engagement, even if you miss on the first round, because you can adjust, you can work off your previous round, and by the way, you are in control of the engagement. The guy on the other end is reacting and is probably scared out of his wits. But to spot the target first, you need to have good optics. And if you look at, say, a Panther tank, which is world famous as one of the most dangerous enemy tanks, and it was dangerous, don't get me wrong, the gunner only has his primary optic.
Mustang fly past. Great.
Can't argue with the Mustang. So the gunner on the German Panther and the Tiger, for example, only has the primary optic. It's either the binocular or the monocular. It's right next to the gun. It's crystal clear, great magnification, but even in low magnification, the field of vision is only so wide. He is absolutely reliant on somebody else telling him where the target is and how to get it on. And he can only see the target once the tank is completely exposed, because the sight is about the gun level. Compare this to, say, a Sherman. The Sherman tank gunner has two sights. He's got the periscope and the direct vision optic. Now, the periscope goes out through the roof. So as the tank is hidden behind the hill and the only thing visible is the cupola and the gunner's sight, he's much harder to spot, and he has complete field of vision through a unity sight, which means it's not high magnification. There's our Mustang again. Just for atmosphere. So the periscopic sight has kind of like two sights built in. One is a unity sight. All it is just a periscope, not magnified or anything. Very wide field of vision, and you use that to scan. And then there's a by-3 optic which you can use to engage a target. So what you've done now is you found the enemy tank, either you or the commander, traverse right on the target. You have identity. You know what you were looking for. You're not wasting any time from listening to the commander's description going, your target will be a Sherman to the left of a barn, which you will see after we move forward. So the American gunner is now on target. Mustang again. He's having too much fun. So you're now on the target. The Sherman has a stabilizer. Some units use it, some units didn't. But if you use it, you turn on the stabilizer. Driver advance. The driver will now move forward and expose the gun. The gunner can then move to the direct vision optic, which is about the height of the main gun tube. If he sees the target through his direct vision optic, that means that the gun is clear. As soon as he sees that, driver stop. But because he has the stabilizer, the sight is now pretty much on where the target is already. He doesn't need to waste any time identifying the target himself. He's already on it. Fire a round. Fire a second round, and you can do it quickly because the Sherman is a nice roomy turret and it's very easy for the loader to get the rounds in. Unlike a Panther, I've done a video of getting the Panther round from the ammo rack in the hull into the tube. It's not the fastest thing in the world. Fire 2 rounds, back off, and you can start the engagement again. You cannot do this in a German tank which does not have the acquisition optic and does not have a stabilizer. And it's these little, shall we say, soft details, attention to detail, that people don't look at when they look at the specifications. All they look at is this much penetration, this much armor. It doesn't do you any good if you can't get the first round off. And especially if the Panther is taken by surprise, because hey, guess what? The Sherman's got a really fast turret traverse, and you get shot in the side. Even a 75mm will go through the side of a Panther very, very easily. So it's for things like this that the Sherman gets the additional nod. Not just the reliability, not just the fact that they were always there when you needed it, but even when you were there in a one-on-one fight, unless you were in really disadvantageous circumstances, like at the other end of a narrow alleyway, and you were face-to-face with the Panther, yeah, you're having a bad day. But in general combat, the Sherman would usually get the shot off on target first, and that would win the fight.